my blinks, I get a lot of winks.
There you go.
If you like Treasure Tumble, you better be ready to rumble
There we go.
because if you play with me, you boys gonna crumble. Oh man.
That was fantastic.
Well, but I'm not a rapper though.
You so you
I'm not a
say. So
rapper.
so says the guy who just dropped four solid,
Bars,
impeccable,
bars.
untouchable, untouchable. Um,
I know everyone in the chat better spam flames. Like, man, this guy is spitting.
I just want to pull up my tumble instructions, just because I haven't
Hmm.
played in a few months. So that is what I was
Yeah,
doing.
it's
While
also good to explain the game to everyone. For those people who either don't have Treasure Tumble yet or just want to be
yes,
refreshed on the rules.
exactly. So the interesting thing is it's a vertical game, which is
Yeah, that's what's really impressive about it.
and so it requires a totally different camera setup,
Hmm.
and also, by the
The
way,
cool thing.
we are
Go ahead.
expecting a special guest here on the stream today. So we are
We are having a special guest.
we are really excited about that. Um, so
Hmm.
let's see if I can remember the rules to Treasure Tumble, and
Hmm.
we will just go from there. So the first thing you'll notice, if I don't point it out, you probably wouldn't notice, is that there's a sushi mat right down here.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that is actually pretty necessary because the blinks don't balance super. Like they balance, but once you start building this tower up, it's going to
Yeah,
lose
once you apply pressure,
structural stability. See, there's a little bit of
it's,
wobbles. So
it's
you
going
really.
to tumble. No pun intended.
Well, I suppose you could actually play Treasure Tumble without the sushi mat to make it like extra hard, but we're not going
That'd
to
be
do that
really tough.
today.
That
So
that might
the
even be
first thing,
impossible.
yes, the first thing you want to do is just set up 3 units right here. But it's looking weird though. That's supposed to be a bucket, but it's not. So maybe that maybe the restart instruction is the one thing I'm missing.
You need some help? Are you looking at the instructions right now?
Yes. Okay, so I have to long press 2 blinks until they flash white. So there's that.
Looks like you're good.
Yeah, so now those are
You're
looking
good.
like buckets, right? Because it has one um,
Exactly.
piece of treasure down there, and then you just have a connector blink right up here. There we
Hmm.
go. That is what I'm looking for. So we see right here we have one piece of treasure in the bucket. It's not technically a piece, but it's like one triangle of treasure, because we'll get to that. One triangle of treasure, and then a switcher right here.
Hmm.
And these are the treasure buckets. Take another set. This is the foundation of the treasure chamber.
Hmm.
Finally, um, take at least one blank, triple click it, and it should be the green swirling face.
What is the green swirling face, Hunter?
That is the
And
piece
what
of.
are the buckets?
Okay, so the buckets are where the treasure gets collected to,
Hmm.
and the green swirling face is the first piece of treasure.
Hmm. It seems like that piece you were triple clicking was already a bucket. Are you
Ex-
supposed to long press it to reset it again and then make it a green swirling face?
So yeah, I have a green swirling
Perfect.
face here. So now I have this piece of treasure. We're going to set it aside, and then we're gonna actually
That's
build.
treasure.
Yes, that is the treasure, but we're gonna actually build the treasure tower.
Hmm.
So basically, and here's where the strategy starts coming in. Um,
Hmm.
we're gonna build. We take turns building the tower. So
Okay, cool, cool.
excuse me for that. I'm going to start building my tower. I'm gonna place my first piece um, right there. And
Hmm.
where should I place your piece?
Put my piece right above yours.
Okay, hold on. Just want to center the treasure a little bit and
Can
get
you
the
do me a
twist.
favor
Yeah, go
also?
ahead.
Can you kind of have like the sushi rolls, like hug the blinks, you know? like flap up the sides up so that they kind of hug the bottom. I just feel like it looks very pretty.
Hug.
Yeah, so that final flap, see if you can like magnetize it so it sticks to the blinks on the bottom, like the final flap, like folded up,
Which one?
both of them.
You want me to fold it?
Yeah, so that it sticks to the blink on the bottom, so it kind of like makes an angle at the ground. I don't
Oh,
think you
I've
should roll it
never.
like an
This
angle.
is like this. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
but
like
it
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 stays,
it
right?
doesn't. No, the
It doesn't
magnets.
stay.
No, there's not
Okay, that's
enough
cool.
magnetic strength. Like I put it and then
I feel like I pulled it off before, but it's cool.
that is advanced
Oh, we got one side. Oh no, it's
advanced
cool. It's cool.
structural and engineering there.
Advanced blink strat.
Let's get
No, it's
back
totally
to
cool.
building the tower.
We'll
So
keep going.
so you said you want me to put one above mine, like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
How many blinks do you have, by the way, Hunter?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to place mine. Um, I don't know, just here. And so
Mm-hmm.
so I just want to point one thing out right now. We haven't gotten any special pieces just yet, and they're all randomly generated when you connect a blink to the tower. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we've just been getting normal, 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 um, and that's the default switcher. Anyway, where should I place your piece?
Put it above where I put my previous piece.
So that was your piece. Okay, so we are
Mm-hmm.
going to boop right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to let's see if I can I do this. Boom.
That's
Just like
wild.
just like that. We got a little out of the frame there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where should I
I
put your
like this
piece?
because put it on top of my previous piece
Yeah, so you're just
again.
you're just up, up and up.
I wonder how much I can push this until I break the.
So now if at any
Mm-hmm.
point so technically we should be playing this in person and like right because it's about
Yeah.
it's a poodle. Oh yeah, it does look like a poodle.
Oh my God, we made a poodle. Who commented that?
We've been JRC West.
Jonathan West. We gotta give him a free something.
It looks like a
I'm gonna have
poodle
to
or
sponsor you.
a llama.
Damn, is it a poodle or a llama? We need votes in the chat of whether or not it's a poodle or a llama.
I,
Because I
I-
see both,
oh,
honestly.
so JRC saw the same thing. I like we're thinking the same thing at the same time.
Hmm.
Oh, so
Maybe
wait a
if
minute.
you're like a psychopath, you see a llama, but if you're like a
I'm
good
technically
person, you see
I'm
a poodle.
technically cheating here, but
Hmm.
poodle? Yeah, it's totally
That's a
poodle
poodle.
and then llama.
Okay, cool, cool.
I
Which
love
kind
it.
of looks like a poodle balancing a blink on its head, even though
Yeah.
the whole poodle is made out of blinks.
Well, we can make that happen in real life very soon.
Hmm. I don't
Um,
even want to ruin this beautiful animal we have here.
well, it will be documented for all eternity on YouTube.
Yeah.
Lee Allen also sees the lava. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna place my piece here and risk. I want to try and make the tail,
Making a tail?
yeah, nicer. And
Damn, now I gotta keep it going.
let's move my camera back so we can just get a bigger frame. Okay, go ahead.
Put my piece above your previous piece.
Okay. Structurally,
Can I have a share?
I am scared of that, but
I think I'm gonna ruin it. I do think I'm gonna ruin it,
now
but
you're supposed
we
to
don't know
play.
it's gonna be ruined.
You're supposed to, oh, so JRC says a new way to play challenge each player to make specific shapes. I think that is a fantastic
Oh
variation
my God, yeah.
of Treasure Tumble.
Like, what if you just made a random image and I had to guess what it was, and I guessed poodle when it was a llama, and I
That-
lost.
see, that's a totally. It's like win, lose, or draw the Blinks edition.
Hmm.
So
Hey, if it fails, it fails. Not every poodle is built for it.
yeah.
Go
So
for it, man.
I'm going to place your piece. I'm just letting you know that
If
technically,
it falls, I lose.
if a player causes the tower to fall over, you reset your bucket. So at this stage of the game, there is absolutely zero stakes because we have 0 points. But if I were to tip, anyway, I'm going to try to be as careful as possible just because the tower is quite unstable.
Oh my
And
God, Hunter, don't mess up.
oh yeah, right. Okay. And my left hand is actually the wrong hand for this. I wish it was my right hand, but that's the hands that we've been dealt with.
I bet we could make a scorpion,
We could. We could. But I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
seeing.
nice.
Okay, every piece here kind of looks. It looks like we didn't get any really
Treasure piece
of the no no of
or
the
special pieces.
special pieces. So we'll just leave that as a surprise, and we
Okay,
will
yeah.
play our round.
Hmm.
So we take turns, and I guess how do we determine who goes first? How about rock paper scissors?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Best
Yep.
two out of three, or just one?
Best 2 out of 3.
Yeah. Here we go.
They got to warm up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Am I in frame?
No, we both do scissors, so we're even on that. We
Okay,
can't
cool, cool.
can't canceled each other out. Here we go again, and
Oh
we
man,
could.
actually, I don't want to ruin this, but there's a rock paper scissors blinks game that's in the forum.
Ugh. I could.
No, 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 no.
I
It's
have the
it's
dev
actually
kit.
really complex.
I have the
It's
dev
actually
kit.
really complex.
Okay, and we could
But in
probably
the
do.
future, we should play it though.
We could do this on widgets too, except that my widgets blink is in the tower, which just shut off. So I'd have to deassemble the tower, get widgets. Anyway, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
In the
Yep.
frame. Rock,
Hmm.
paper, scissors, shoot. So you cut. Whoa, is that what do you have? Scissors?
Bro, scissors, man.
Okay, so you're up one. Final,
Okay, yeah.
final match, or not necessarily. We could go into overtime. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh,
Smoked,
you cover me. You cover me. Okay, so your choice.
bro.
So
You guys get a chance, man. It's not looking good.
let's turn on the tower here, and let's drop your blank, because we have like 30
Okay.
rounds to go. So let's get moving.
Well, we'll keep it moving, but okay. But while we play, we can tell some stories.
And
So,
by the way,
our
I guess
special guest,
we can tell some stories. By the way, which tower would you like yours to be?
the left, the
As in,
taller tower.
okay, so you're on the left side.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
I'm the brain of the llama.
the brain of the llama. Okay, if the llama's brain was in its toe, or here's the brain. Yes.
Yeah, the brain is.
So
Yep, you
I'm
could put it
gonna.
right there.
And where would you like me to drop it? Because I can drop it anywhere.
Can you kind of put it in the groove between the top of the llama's head and the llama's nose?
So right here, or this one.
Oh no, in the so it's touching all 3 blinks.
So here in this slot.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like a really tall order. I'm going to try to
Hey,
not.
what's the worst that can happen, man? If you mess up, then I'll just blame my loss on you. It's not a big deal.
Ah, okay. You're supposed to do
Oh,
this.
it's gonna fall.
Yeah, you're supposed to do this one-handed. Just to let you know, what you're asking for is a very precarious position, right?
So
It's
if it falls, do I technically lose or do you lose
no,
because
you
you're the
you
one
lose
that?
because I'm playing for you.
Hey man, all I'm saying is if I was there, I wouldn't goof. I would say you could use 2 hands. This is actually pretty aggressive.
This is ah. You see how the tower is like
Hmm.
magnetically.
Hmm. It's because we went for pretty and we didn't go for structural integrity.
Right, so this is
Okay,
the
I'll put it.
this is the strategy right here, which is
To go
maybe.
for structural integrity and not to make a pretty picture.
So do you want me to choose another location?
I would choose another location if you admit defeat. No, I'm just kidding.
I
Put
mean,
it,
I admit defeat
put it,
on behalf of you.
fair, fair. Put it in the groove of the tail
So here,
and the inside.
like here.
Yeah,
Okay, that is a little structurally easier, and with two hands, not a problem.
not a problem.
Man, you are not picking. You are not picking basic moves.
If if this fails, you have to freestyle.
That was two hand. Like, okay, just to let everybody know, this is totally not the rules. That was two handed, right?
That was
Um,
two-handed, yeah.
as
I
a
also
one.
changed my mind and I decide to take the tower that you just gave a point to.
No, no. You once the tower is chosen, it's chosen. That's there's no
I have no
backsies.
recollection of choosing the other tower.
There's no backsies.
Well, rock paper scissors for which tower? Best one out of one.
No, thank you.
Okay, cool. I just gave you a point. I'm so sad. But yeah, actually, when Hunter connected the treasure, it went down to his tower, slash
Right,
my tower.
JRC agrees with me. There's no take backsies. I like.
Jonathan West, I thought you're on my
Okay,
side, man.
so now we get to the next phase, which is, and I just want to triple check the rules because I think it's
Hmm.
you remove it with one hand. The chunk must be removed with only one hand and cannot cause the tower to fall. Okay. So basically,
Jacob's gonna be pissed when he watches us play. He's gonna see how bad we are.
I guess I'll just remove the chunk. So I have to remove a
Hmm.
chunk of any three blinks with one
Hmm.
hand and not make the tower fall. If I make the tower fall, my
Hmm.
points get reset right now. And this game goes on for a while, so
We'll
you
just
know
play a
if
little
if
bit,
you're playing with like younger children, you could modify these rules to like doesn't have to be one-handed, like
Mhm.
um but I'm gonna try one-handed with my left hand, and I'm a righty, so I'm just gonna do. Don't talk to
My
me.
guy over
Don't
here.
don't talk to me.
Hunter, you're messing up, Hunter.
I'm doing fine.
Oh my gosh, Hunter's gonna fall.
There are. Huh? Hmm. Okay. I'm feeling it. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm still stuck. I'm
No,
still stuck.
it's not happening.
Okay. Surgery. The surgery is
You can,
complete.
I feel like I was watching someone play Operation with a little needle and waiting for it to buzz.
The patient is still alive. The tower is
Is
still
there
intact.
is there a reason you took off three pieces
That's
instead of like one?
no. That's the
It has
rules.
to
You're
be
supposed.
three.
You have to take off a group of three. That's. I'm reading the instructions. You have to take off a group of three with one hand.
That was very impressive.
So now
It's
the
almost like reverse. It's like Jenga a little bit, and
it
that's why
is
I like
there's a
this game.
there's a Jenga aspect to it, but it's more than Jenga, which I really
Oh
like.
yeah.
It's like strategic Jenga, which is really cool.
Hmm. The cool
Um,
thing about games that relate to others is if you're ever playing a game like Treasure Tumble in public, people will recognize that it's a Jenga-like game, and that'll make them even more interested to stop by and see how this game, I guess, progresses from the standard Jenga mechanics. And we'll talk a little bit more about that today in terms of times we've showed blinks to people for the first time and their reactions and the questions they got. And we have some pretty crazy reactions to talk about today. And our guest um, actually saw blinks before we even launched it and had probably one of the craziest reactions we've ever seen from a customer. So he'll come on and share his story um,
Speaking of our
when he
guest,
can. I think he'll be on to talk about today. Our guest um, actually, he can be on like half an hour.
okay, and we actually have some people watching in the YouTube chat too. Scuffed and Lee. That's what I was just doing, was turning on the YouTube chat. So welcome, folks.
Welcome, YouTube chat.
Welcome the YouTube.
Last time we streamed, it was a different time. So
Right, we streamed at
glad
night,
to see people in the YouTube.
and now we're streaming in the afternoon. So let's get back to
Yeah.
placing. I guess I'll place. I took them off. I'll place. So I want to get away from, um, and the one
The
thing I
poor
just
structural.
want to triple check on the rules. Once the tower is built, it's time for treasure to tumble. In turn, players must take the spawner. Okay, so I actually played that wrong. We have to rebuild our llama here.
What are you doing, Hunter? You're
It's a,
killing me.
it's a slightly taller llama. I played it wrong. You have to take. It makes total sense, right? You have to take the a chunk of three that includes the
That's
spawner.
touching the thing. Okay,
That
cool, cool.
includes the spawner right here. So let's do that again.
Oh, so the spawner is included in the three. So you take off two pieces and the green piece and the treasure piece.
Ah! Okay. I just
Oh,
knocked
Hunter,
off
you
all my
lost.
point. I knocked off. I have to
But I'll
take off
let you
my.
reset.
I have to take off my headset to get the pieces on the floor.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna take off your head. I was like, man, Hunter, it's not that serious, man. You get a second chance.
This just shows how difficult this game can be. Um,
Hmm.
so you have to actually okay. So consider all of this while you're placing your piece, right? Because if you place your piece in a place that's difficult to one-handedly remove from the tower, you are
As we
setting yourself up for. But I think the way we should do this is whoever like I place the piece and then
hmm.
the other player, and again I'm just playing for you, but the other player
Okay, yeah, yeah.
does that. So I'm basically like I'm trying to place a piece into a really difficult location to try to
Hmm.
get you to mess up.
Yeah. We could always play. I use this word loosely, but I guess we can play collaboratively, and try to place the treasure in an area where we're going to try our best to avoid ruining this beautiful, you know,
Yeah,
work of architecture.
sure. So how would you suggest we make the next move?
Okay, so first,
Sorry, I'm making you nervous,
you,
JRC.
I think
He's
the
going
blades can
also
handle
to
the
take
fall.
his head off real quick.
Yeah, so you weren't there, but when you said you're going to take your headset off, I heard you're going to take your own head off, and I just thought that the stream was over. Thought that was it, man. I was like,
To
Hunter,
get my headset off to go to the floor.
tomorrow's gonna be a new day.
Sure.
Hunter, you think you have any rhymes in you, man?
Not at this time. I know.
Okay, cool. Keep thinking about it, and then maybe even when our guest comes, you just randomly break into a rap. Who knows? He might.
I hope
He
my
might. He might
I
be
hope
good.
I hope my rhymes don't stink about it.
No, this is a very welcoming, safe environment to bust rhymes, man. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Hmm. Cool.
So in this collaborative mode, this kind of architectural appreciation mode, what would you suggest we do?
Okay, so, do you think it'd be okay? I know what to do. Let's kind of start over. So let's remove the green piece, the green treasure piece. Am I correct in calling it the treasure piece, or what did you
It's
call it?
called the spawner. Oops.
Spawn. Okay, no, no, don't fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to you know, fast track it a little bit and build a structure that we think is a little more sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're actually going to try to maintain that structure as long as possible. We're not going to go for a pretty picture this time.
Okay. What should I do?
Um, Maybe let's go kind of the basic, right? Let's kind of just build three columns,
Yeah.
as tall as we can.
Ooh, there we go. We just got a different piece right
Oh,
there.
we
I
got a
think.
special one.
Yeah.
Can you explain the benefit of the special pieces and how that factors into strategy?
Yes. Honestly, I forgot what the pieces are. I have to do a test drop in order to
Hmm.
like.
Hmm.
Oh no. So that's a switcher, right? That's a switcher right
Yeah.
there. And
Hmm.
let's just turn the exposure down just a touch,
Hmm.
and yeah, people can see more clearly now. So that's a switcher. So if basically it's random. I think it's random, or I think it could be every other. So let's just see.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure this switcher actually is every others because like you see its direction is left and it went this way.
Yeah.
And like let's just redrop, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna go
The other,
this way.
it's worth testing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
And
really kind of like a switch goes back and forth.
and then let's do it again. Yeah, and it went that way, and then let's do it again. Oh, yeah. So the switcher,
Verified.
every time you drop on it, it switches.
In the opposite direction than the one you are seeing.
I
Cool.
was thinking there was some kind of randomization, but no, it's every other. So you can bank on that. You can count on that.
You can strategize around that.
Exactly. Okay, so I guess we'll continue.
Are all the pieces in the tower, or are you
No,
still put some more?
no, three more. Okay, so we have switchers all the way down the middle. And usually dead ends happen, I think, sort of out to the side.
You want to see if we can find a dead end?
Yeah, let's try to find a dead end, but I think we might have to switch things up even more.
Hmm.
I think dead ends have to be kind of like out here. Well, I think we're just
Maybe
gonna
it'll come
have
up
to.
naturally.
Yeah, we have
Don't
to
worry about it.
rebuild the tower to really encounter a dead end.
Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Okay,
Let's stick
so
with the three columns up to the top.
I am the wrong guy, like, or the right guy that you want to play with because my,
Because you
my
keep. Good thing I'm not there in person.
yeah,
I would say you get better at the game the more you play it. You know.
sure. So let's do a drop, huh? I want. I'm.
Hmm.
This is. Ooh. Oh, did you see that?
Whoa! Did we each get points?
Okay, so now I'm remembering. Now I'm remembering. There's switchers and splitters. So yes, um, there are switchers and
That was unexpected.
splitters. So the first connector is definitely a splitter. A switch.
Hmm.
No, it's a switcher. Oh, yeah. The middle one is a splitter.
Hmm.
So
Because
every
that's the blue.
right every time a piece of treasure drops through the middle one, it gets duplicated, right? Bloop,
Points.
to both.
Yeah, I feel like we're really on the same team now. This is beautiful.
It's a lot less pressure. It's a lot
Hmm.
less pressure.
Rip this thing apart. Let's go.
Okay, so let's. Oh, it feels so good to cheat.
What are you doing, Hunter?
Just play with two hands, not doing the one-handed tower removal. It really takes a lot of the strain off.
Hmm. You destroyed the whole tower.
I shredded it. Let's take turns building. I want to build
Okay. You want to
or
build it one piece at a time. You don't want to rush it.
oh no, okay. So where should I go? Where should you go?
Go the opposite side. I want to build something a little easier this time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my turn. I'm gonna go boop
Okay, put my piece in the middle.
right in the middle. So that is a difficult thing to do in a one-handed fashion. So if you were playing for yourself, I would not recommend it. Ooh, yeah, pretty much impossible in one-handed.
I feel like I was able to do it at home, but I was able to fold up the sides of the flaps, and I feel like that does make it easier if you're able to
Uh,
successfully pull that off. Looking at my blinks at home right here, I'm able to pull it off.
so maybe I have the wrong side. No, look, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, the black and the orange one, or is it just black?
This is black and orange.
Yeah, try the orange side.
I did.
Just really,
Oh yeah, yeah. The orange side is.
yeah. Because for
Uh,
the black and the orange ones, the orange side is the magnet side. Yeah, I
there
think
we
this
go.
might make it a lot easier on us. At first, I thought you just had a black sushi roll, but yeah, and get to fit nicely in that groove. It actually fits very nicely.
Yeah, it's there.
Should be a lot easier, I think. But let me know.
There we go. Okay, so um. Oh, that was the spawner. Wrong piece.
Mhm. Yep, and put my piece in the middle.
Okay. So this is interesting. We have double splitters,
Oh yeah, I'm curious what's gonna happen when we do that.
and now I'm gonna go. Oh, they all shut off. Now I'm gonna go right there.
Hmm. And then put my piece on the right side on the top.
Like symmetrical.
Oh no, straight on top. or make the tower taller.
So that like that. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Now where should I drop?
You go first.
Okay. Well, obviously, I mean, it's calling to me. It's just saying, you know,
Right.
go on the splitter.
Hmm.
That was a switcher. The switchers and the
That was a
splitters.
switcher,
Yeah, the
and then it
switchers.
got split.
Let me just describe the difference. The splitter has the turquoise or light blue
Mhm.
thing, and the splitter doesn't.
What I'm interested to see is
I
I'm
mean,
interested to see if you're actually able to remove three pieces successfully without the tower falling. That's what I want to see.
with one hand.
Ideally with one hand, but
Okay.
if you feel
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
got to go two,
No, I'm feeling quite confident. I'm grabbing the whole thing.
you feel like you pull it, or do you feel like you kind of bend it?
Bend. Bend it.
Hmm.
You have to like. You saw that? You have to bend it. Get like a solid
Yeah,
grip, and then you're sort of just listening with your hand or with your body.
listen to the planks.
Yeah, listening to the magnetism.
Do you feel like the fact that we folded the bottom flaps up make it easier to bend it backwards
Um,
to break down the planks?
yes, it feels maybe like a slight improvement.
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep
Okay,
go.
man. Where are we dropping, boys?
I want to do this. I want this kind of thing happening here.
Hmm.
Kind of looks
What
like
is
a
that?
alien ship
I don't know. Kind of looks like a Furby.
or a Furby.
Okay, where are we dropping, boys?
Oh, we have one more piece to place.
So, okay, cool, cool. Damn, I don't want to ruin this. It's so symmetrical.
Well, there's one place
Like
where
you
you,
could
you
put it
can
in the
go to
middle.
keep the symmetry.
You put it in the middle, huh?
Yeah. Boom. Well, that changed things up quite a bit.
Hmm.
So if you drop here, um, that'll split, and it'll go boom, and then
Hmm.
it'll drop to both towers. So if I
Yeah.
were playing, if we were playing, hey, it's now a butterfly, or it's a butterfly, right? Um,
Oh, did the chat say butterfly?
yeah, JRC said butterfly.
Hmm.
Uh, if we were playing competitively, would want to avoid this. I'll just show you
Because we both
because
get points.
I think it's gonna split and then just go right down. So let me.
Hmm.
Um, wait a minute. No, I'm wrong.
I
Okay,
think
check
we
this out.
still both get points.
Check this out. This is a regular piece, but each of the and we didn't really cover this, but
Hmm.
each of these pieces is directional. So if you look right
Hmm.
here, the hole the hole on this will go right down. The hole on this will go right down. However, the hole on this will actually send it back into another splitter.
Hmm. So we can basically go straight to the second splitter.
But well, it just happens that this tower is like perfectly symmetrical. Because look at this. This thing, yeah, this is gonna be crazy. It's still going to drop. It's still going to drop into both of our buckets, but it's gonna go like this. Watch. One, and then two are gonna hit the splitter at the same time. I've never seen this before. And then boom, boom. But I'm just curious what happens with it when you hit the splitter with two pieces at the same time. This is going to be really
You're
interesting.
actually gonna hit it with two pieces at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, that's gonna be pretty wild.
here we go. Oh, did you see that?
I feel like did we get did we each kind of get 2 points?
Yeah. And that's like what I was curious about. So it
Mm.
actually it actually works, which is
It split twice.
yeah, you can have like there there's so much strategy in this game. Um, I
That's
I had
pretty. That's I would have never expected. I would.
right.
That'd be kind of tough to. Like if you did that strategy on me, man, I'd be toast.
But we both got the same points.
Hmm.
But
And what happens if you just did one side instead of the other?
okay, so
Like let's say you put it in.
if I go here, right?
Mhm.
It's going to go boom. It's going to split. So we both. I don't think there's any way on this board to avoid both of us getting points. However, there is
Mhm.
some strategy, which is if you go on the top splitter, we both get 2 points. But if you go on either on any other piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, we only get 1 point. So if it's like the difference
Yeah.
between the game right there, there's a move to make.
Put it in the groove on the left side. I just want to see it. Yeah, so it hit the first splitter. And like you said, the special pieces are randomized, so you can't choose which one you want, whether a switcher or a splitter, correct?
So Lee in the chat just says that Lee sees it and cool game. Yes, it's called Treasure Tumble, and it is part of the Epic Adventure set.
Hmm.
So
One thing I want to do is, Hunter, I'm really curious to hear, you know, the first time you were introduced to like blanks the physical pieces in person. And while you tell that story, if you can just try to like build something like a really pretty image and then see if I can guess what that image is that you're building.
so
So don't tell
okay.
me what it is that you're building, but like while you tell this story, try to build something and I'll guess it at the end of the story.
So this is the multitasking challenge right here.
Yeah. Although you can completely take your time to build something while you just talk about your first experience learning about blinks.
I will. So um it's really dry here, so sorry.
That's cool.
I thought it at 60 degrees that my humidity. I have a super dry heater here. It just
Yeah, I
dries the
always
apart.
at least have one humidifier at a time, especially for my cats.
Yeah, in wintertime it's key. Um, so the first time I saw Blinks was actually from you, and
Hmm.
it wasn't physically in person, but I want to go with this story because it was the first time I saw Blinks,
Hmm.
and you showed them to me on I don't know like a video chat. Like you were talking about them right on the phone to me, and I just didn't understand what you were talking about. I'm like, I we have to do video chat for me to understand. And
Oh,
then
I think I'm starting to remember this. Yeah.
you video chatted me.
Hmm.
You showed them to me, and I'm like,
You
oh
lost your
my
mind.
goodness, I lost it. And I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, this is cool. And I think you showed me Honey, and I think you showed me Speed Racer,
Hmm.
and you were bragging
I didn't
about
even plan on doing the demo today. Yeah. Oh, I probably bragged about how I'm a
the fastest.
overpowered speed racer.
You claim to be the at least the fastest for except for maybe one person. I think there was one person who
I'm actually going to tell the story about that one person that, definitely humbled me. But yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
he took you to class.
It was actually a she. She absolutely annihilated me in Speed Racer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I showed you a couple games and kind of like what was going through your head because I know that you were really amazed.
What
But
was
like, do you feel like you'd seen anything like it, or like what
no?
was kind of going through your head when
I
we were?
had never seen anything like it. um, I what was going through my head. It was more what was going through my heart. I'm like, whoa, this is super cool.
Hmm. I think that was probably. I think your experience is very similar to mine when I first saw Blinks. It was like this for me. It was this rush of excitement of I really have to know what this thing is, and I just feel like this whole new world opened up to me that I was right in believing there's so much exploration and journey and the different types of Blinks games
No,
and getting good at specific Blinks games. Okay, how many guesses do I have to figure out what this is? Assuming you're done.
um, a lot.
Okay, so my first guess is like a genie lamp.
Totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
you told no, I totally guessed on my first try.
I didn't even think
Is this
structurally this would be possible, by the way.
did you really try to build a genie lamp?
Um,
What
no.
were you building, Hunter?
Wait.
Okay, cool.
Take another guess.
Like you see it, right? It kind of does look like a
Oh,
genie
it
lamp or
totally looks
something.
like.
Mhm.
I'm just waiting for Robin Williams to come back.
Rest in peace. What would you wish for? I think I'd wish for more blanks.
I'd wish for Robin Williams.
Yeah, no, that's actually the wishes don't get better than that. I'd at least ask him the same.
I actually saw him
Okay.
I saw him in person once,
Did you really?
twice
And like
actually.
saw him in person, like walking down the street, or saw him in person, like
Both.
performing?
The first time was in like the 90s in New York, or even the 80s. It could have been the 80s. And I definitely remember my mom pointed him out to me. And then the second time was like 20 years later, and I saw him doing stand up in San
Mm.
Francisco in the park just randomly. I'm like, there's Robin Williams
Hmm.
doing stand up.
Did you stop and listen? I'm
I
sure he was like
stopped.
testing out some new material.
I stopped and listened. Of course I did.
And that's such a beautiful thing. I know that I think Dave Chappelle was doing some stand up randomly in parks. Like, can they, like, at least I'm glad social media exists now. Like, someone please let me know when the famous comedian is doing stand up in the park so I could be there. But man, I would have
Usually,
killed to be in that.
sometimes you get a heads up, and sometimes you just are
Just
lucky
get
and you
lucky.
stumble into it. Okay, so not a genie lamp.
Prince
Keep guessing.
Ali. Okay, no singing today. Is it? Okay, so you're giving me a hint. It's something I
I'm
pick up,
just.
like brass knuckles.
Oh, jeez. No, not what I was.
Brass knuckles with.
Wrong. Not in that direction whatsoever. Wrong direction. No.
Okay, okay. This is not Streets of Rage 4 on Blinks. So you did not make an upside down heart, did you?
Wow. Yeah. With two more blanks, like I think we could do it. Um,
Hunter, I think I feel like I don't get it. Like, what did you create?
it was just like an Arkanoid ship.
Like, oh, like an asteroid ship or something like that that
JRC
shoots
is
straight up.
JRC is on the same wavelength as you.
As like a either upside down heart lamp with Mike Robin Williams in it.
Wait, if we do this, I've been wanting to actually do it. Huh? Okay, I have two issues
Oof,
here.
it didn't work.
I have two issues here. One, your flap. I'm gonna deflap this, but it definitely does become less stable for sure when I take the
You
flaps
gotta
out.
flap it.
But my left, there it goes. The left one is like not sticking too well.
Hmm.
Structural integrity has been restored.
Hmm.
But why didn't it drop?
It seems like this is undroppable.
Weird. Is that the dead
What if you
end?
put it somewhere else?
That what
That'd
is
be
I
really unfortunate,
that
but it's
that pink
possible.
piece has to be the dead end.
What happens if you drop it somewhere else?
Yeah, I think the pink piece is the dead end. See, look, there now. Did you see what I just did right there?
Yeah, it just moved.
Ooh, that's interesting. So you can rotate it.
And
So
control it.
notice how the dead end is like at an angle now.
Oh, our guest is here.
Ooh,
What's good, Jermaine?
I bet if I drop it this way, it'll work. No.
Hunter, you see Jermaine has joined the chat.
Yes. I just want to get one. Okay. Sorry, I was getting really down the rabbit hole there. Let's get him into the
Jermaine, do
chat.
you have Treasure Tumble? I'm just messing around with Treasure Tumble a bit.
There he is. Hold on,
You don't have
Jermaine.
Treasure?
Let's.
You have Treasure Tumble? Okay, okay. I see. I see. All right, all right. Please let me. Yeah, real quick. Let me know. You have the game system. Um, and you have the game packs. You have all four. You have all four game packs.
So while Ishmael talks with him, and
Okay.
I know everyone can't hear him, um, I'm aware. I'm
Oh, they
patching
can't
him in.
see. They can't see Jermaine. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. So Jermaine, you're gonna be live in just a second.
But you can fill us in with something interesting while I do
Something
this.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Jermaine, I'm going to talk to the stream while Hunter gets you in so people can hear you for a second. So the cool thing about Treasure Tumble was it was actually made by one of our interns, Jacob. You know, Jacob helped with Crownfall, which is also in the Epic Adventure set. Pardon me. But he went ahead and kind of went the extra mile and made Treasure Tumble, which is, a really great game. And the cool thing about Jacob is he seems really inspired to try and bring Blinks into the 3D.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil it, but he's been working actually on some contraptions,
Oh.
some pieces like some pieces of hardware that you can put Blinks into, and they can communicate like vertically and like as a and in different ways.
Oh yeah,
And
like because
so yeah,
overcome the
not to say too much,
structural
but yeah,
integrity issues as we see.
and the fact that like obviously like he's interested in, who knows, he might release stuff for, you know to make it easier for Blinks to go vertical. But the fact that he was able to use the sushi roll, like pieces that already exist, to build Blinks vertical, kind of make like a Jenga game,
Yes.
is really impressive.
Oh,
Right. Right. Exactly.
okay. Hold on just a sec. Let me patch you in here.
Hunter, you're gonna
Okay.
Jermaine, we'll have you in just a sec.
Okay.
That's
So now he's here.
Hey Jermaine.
Hey, what's happening? How's everybody?
Everything's going well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We were just messing around with Treasure Tumble. I hear that you don't have Treasure Tumble. Can you remind us how many blinks you have and what games you have?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right now, so initially when I first ordered, the first set that I ordered was the 9 pack, and that one was available to me. I ordered that one, and at the time I was ordering that one, I was checking out the Kickstarter for the 4 3 packs.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
when I saw that those became available, I tried to rush those right out, and I got that set out. And then after the fact, I believe it might have just been like my Blinks team back there in the rear realizing that I was like trying to grow,
Yeah.
and they sent me a second set of the 9 pack, so that gave me an additional 9 so that I can actually game a lot bigger with people that was that I was gaming with.
Hmm.
Uh,
You've
so
been
I'm
showing
up to
blinks to a lot of
31 right
people.
now.
You've been showing blinks to a lot of people.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've shown them to many people in the workplace, and I mean it's the kind of thing that basically as soon as passerbys or somebody might see, uh, light up the table or something like that, blinks light up a table, and immediately they got a question. Now, whether or not they stop to ask that question is up to them, but
Hmm. Hmm.
almost instantly, people gravitate towards you and to ask, what you got going on, if it's a game or what is it you're doing. But yeah, they're pretty interesting. I found that just the mere sight of them uh, turning on and lighting up is enough for some to just come up and ask right away what
What's
you
going
have
on?
going. So yeah, it's definitely attractive.
Yeah, totally right. And I'll tell a little bit more about the stories, but the games Alchematch and Group Therapy, those games were made by the same person, Brett Taylor, right? And basically, there was this event in New York City where game designers got together, and it was at a bar. And I was like, okay, so I can go around and introduce myself to everyone, but that's super boring. So I'm just gonna like not talk to
Right.
anyone, take out my blinks, and then they'll just come to me. and it totally
Let that work.
so I broke out my blink.
Yeah,
Like everyone started losing their mind. The bartenders started losing their mind. What they weren't even making drinks anymore. And then Brett
yeah.
Taylor came by and he was like, "Man, we got to play a couple games." So we played a couple games of Astro. He got some of his friends included, who actually ended up helping us with the games in the Epic Adventure set and Crown Fall. Um, one of his
Yeah.
friends, Robert. But then that day, by just breaking Blinks out at the bar, we met Brett Taylor. He started talking with John a little bit more, and then next thing you know, he's made two games on the game system, Group Therapy and
Wow.
Alchamatch, two beautiful games, and it all just started from exactly like you said, just taking Blinks out, and then next thing you know, like this amazing relationship has been formed. So speaking of
Yeah.
relationships, can you, of course, you can feel free to give as much information as you want about yourself. Like, obviously, we know that your name is Jermaine, but can you also talk about, the very first time you saw Blinks and met John and just that whole journey from the first time you saw Blinks to where you are today?
Yeah. Yeah. So a little bit about me. I've done contracting for um corporation or places that have done work for new G5 fiber, installation of fiber networks and things like that. So I was on a contract for a company and traveling down to Los Angeles, and I met John mid-flight. It was like mid-flight. I didn't know he was there till we was like up in the air.
Was he
He
sitting
was
next to you?
he broke out. I think maybe no, man, and
Hey,
that's what
crazy.
made it like quite a thing because I came down the aisle and he kind of like looked over his shoulder at me and I was watching him and asking him, so I went over to him and he's lighting up about maybe one sushi roll, about maybe 5 or 6 blinks, a little more, maybe 10, if not more than that though, but it was about up to 10, upward to 10, and he was uh he was uh setting him up to play whatever. At the time, he had fracture. That was the game, and I told him, I said, man, what are you doing? What is that, man? And I wasn't trying to seem like too overpowering or like attacking him or nothing, but I wanted to know and I wanted to seem interested. So
Mhm.
I asked him, and he kind of lightweight explained on the surface. And to be honest with you, like some gamers, you don't really have to go like all the way through the whole 9 yards with it for them to get,
What's
that
going
you
on?
got something hot on your hand. Yeah. So right away, my son and me,
Ah,
we both
it's
standing up
hot. It's
looking
hot.
over the seats at him, and he was like he was going through, I guess, the setup of fracture, and I think what it was I played fracture a couple of times and I like it. He was separating them to begin to like to
Rearrange the
dominate the
board.
board, and I'm watching him, and I just it took me back like almost in a time warp to a time and place when I guess when table games, was more popular, people wasn't using like all 10 of their fingers on a controller,
Hmm.
and you were actually interfacing with people rather than a computer network,
Yes.
So it
Yes.
was it was way it was way doper back then. And like even little games like the little Mattel football and head to head baseball, all of that was even you had somebody that you interacted with right there with you. So those were kind of games I played. But I saw this and it hit me right away, and I wanted to see what was going on with it. So moving forward,
Real
he
quick,
gave me a hookup, and I
how many
tried to
years,
get with him.
how many years ago was this when you first met John?
That
From
was
now.
about 2 years ago. That was about two
Okay.
years ago now. And moving forward, uh, I got home and I kind of checked with him to see where he was in creating the game. He was still in some of the preliminary stages, so he told me that he would make sure to keep me in the loop when something happened. Well, before he could really get me in the loop, you guys were actually like in a preliminary Kickstarter or something like that. And I caught wind of it. And when I did, I was just like, I was all over it. I'm waiting to see when I can order. They're starting to get them ready to order. So uh, the ordering opened up for the pre-order, and I was trying to pre-order, but I was real anxious, and I was like, man, I don't want to pre-order nothing. I want them tonight. Like I wanted them then. So I got them, and when I got them, or before I got them, actually, I was a little impatient, and I was checking to see about tracking information, and I mentioned the fact that that I'd known, the creator. So John emailed me back and was like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy? How you been?" And as you can see, we got things started, we got things moving and everything. And I was real happy to talk to him. Real good dude. He expedited that order to make sure I got him. And I believe even that he tossed in another set of those nine a little later on because I got another set of the nine. But I'm only into the first nine and the 4 packs of three. So
Yeah.
I got all of those first 3 packs,
Hmm.
and I got the first nine. But I'm looking at the Sakura set. I'm wanting that right now. That's looking hot, man. I'm I'm about to go back into my pockets again, man. But I'm hoping I can actually talk to someone and possibly get me a procure me a discount or something for this next order, cause I really got to get in there and I got to have these. I got to
Well,
see them.
We
Jermaine,
really. Go ahead, Hunter.
we hear you, and but I would actually love to switch it up a little. Do you have your blinks available to show us?
Yeah, so I'm not stationing my camera right now because I kind of got them set up in a place right now where, give me a second here and I'm gonna actually just flip you over. You're gonna be able to see them pretty good, and what I got set up there. Is there any? I mean, you just want to see? Excuse me. Do you just want to see them, or would you like me to set up a game?
I would love for you to share something that you love and that you want to share with the
All
world.
right. All right. So this is what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna make a big mention of my girls over where I work at. And where I work at, we make cars, but I won't go no further than that. They're nice cars though. But so I am friends with a couple of people who, at work, they saw me working with these, and they wanted to get uh some for themselves, and they've been asking to play. So I set them up and I let them play them. And now every day, because she's actually saving up. She got a little kitty. She said she didn't want to do a GoFundMe because she didn't want to seem too cheap, but she wants her own blinks, and she's trying to get set up to get a set of blinks. She's a real good kid. She actually helped me a lot with introduction of blinks to other people there at the workplace, and I'm grateful for her because she's so cool. She she's a young lady that has a workstation that's a lot less busy than most other workstations. So she found herself playing solitary. And when I went by, I asked her if I could introduce her to Blinks, and she fell in love. Anyway, I'm gonna let's see, I'm gonna just turn it over, and I'm gonna see if I can get a game going. I just brought them together here. Hold on one second, James.
No problem.
Let's
We
see,
are
get this other camera up for you.
we are chilling.
Hunter, I saw you doing some
Video,
cool stuff in the background, just making some cool
video,
shapes. Had a really tall treasure tumble going.
Oh yeah, I had I was
right.
trying to get the tallest one, and at first it lost structural integrity, so I had to reinforce the foundation, and then I could build higher.
Hmm. Hmm.
There we go.
All
Let's make him front row center here.
right, so
Are his
what
blinks in
we
focus for you, Hunter?
Huh?
Are his blinks in focus for you?
I Yeah, they seem like maybe they're a little out of focus, but let's 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 punch him up here. I think he
okay. So
also
this is
there's a network, maybe a slight network slowness.
I'm not sure if you're able to get your camera in focus, Jermaine. I'm not sure if you tap your phone, but if possible. If not, don't worry about it.
here. One second. Let me just. Uh,
It looks like he had a stationary camera set up, so that's a cool improvement.
Oh, over the camera.
no, it's not getting any better due to me being closer, is it?
I don't think so, Hunter.
I think it's a network issue. I think we're
It
just
could be
not
the
getting
I
Wi-Fi.
think
enough.
so too. It's just kind of. Is it kind of grainy?
Yeah,
A little bit grainy.
it's
A little more
downsampled.
Okay.
grainy than it was. Yeah. We can still see them though. What's
So
your
this.
favorite game though, Jermaine?
So for the sake of the method, I got to play on how small that is, that area. I'm just setting up. Wham. So we were talking yesterday. I'm not even gonna bother challenging you on it, Ishmael. But my girl will see you. My girl will see you, man. She good. She's real good. Um, she's her and a friend of hers have been playing, and they've been doing it for quite like about maybe 3 weeks. And over those 3 weeks, I've gone from the 9 set to a few more. I think the 12 added to that, and
Hmm.
then now I got 31. So they've grown with the set that I got, and they've been every day. I just go and give them to them. I just go and give them to her every day. I'll come back in the middle of the day or something like that, in the middle of the night or something like that, and there's like I ain't gonna lie. Well, I haven't mentioned no real names or nothing, but there's like tons of people. They go by, and they make out like they got something going on over there as far as work is concerned, but they come over to see Blinks,
What do you
and
think
they
it
come
is about?
over and they
What do you think it is about
what
Blinks that get your friends so excited and interested to play every day?
Okay, so here's the deal. I saw them playing solitary, right?
Hmm.
So while they were playing solitary, um they were I mean it appeared to me. Now, this is just my thinking, okay?
What
Yeah,
game
I'm
do you
not at
have
all,
there?
yeah,
That's too much, man.
not at all.
That's so
That
tough.
hey, that's a lot. That's a
That's
lot.
a lot.
This is Wham.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go again if I can. I think I can reset it.
Do you think you have
How did I
another
do
PC?
that? Let me see.
That is quite impressive.
Okay. Yeah, that was I made it about maybe almost halfway through before they timed out on me.
Hmm.
Okay. I think I'm gonna set it up again. I don't know what if it malfunctioned, but um they're definitely intrigued by Wham right off the back because Wham is kind of a two-person jump right in, and they were playing solitary. So when I saw that, it took a little bit of my own finagling the situation and me being wise to gamers.
Yeah.
Most gamers, you see them in pairs and they buddies. And I just walked over and kind of, I didn't just drop it on them, but I just said, hey, check this out. You guys, and it wasn't while they were playing solitaire. I just said, hey, from time to time, and I'm not a
Hmm.
supervisor, from time to time, I've seen you guys playing solitaire. Could I introduce you to a game that, maybe a little 5 minute game, just like that, that'll be pretty quick, that you could probably enjoy. So I showed it to him and I let him go. Once I let him go on it, man, seriously, it took off. It took off. She learned all of those games in a matter of 2 days.
Really?
She was teaching me the games. Yeah, she had to teach me.
What game
And
did
she
you
had to
teach?
teach me Astro. She had to teach me Fracture. She had to teach me what's the other one? Pirates, lasers.
Pirates and Lasers. That's a really
I'm
good
telling you, man. Yeah, yeah. She's actually real good at all of the games now, and that's why I said, you know what, I really consider her to be like my beta team there at my job, or not really a beta team, but just my team that actually helps me to bring it to the table
for everyone
and
else.
get closer to a format so that everybody else can have an opportunity. Now I'm looking at uh, contacting somebody inside the workplace that can actually handle, like a bigger platform for introducing Blinks to where I work. So
That's
that's
really interesting.
actually I've been banging away at that, and there's some, like there's a couple of things that just need to be considered as all, and it's nothing big. It's just that they want to be careful with liability and things like that. So
Yeah. Let's watch you
they're
play
gonna they're
Wham.
gonna probably give me some information on that I can get to you guys that we can get forward with.
I appreciate that. Let's watch you play Wham with like, no, not this many, maybe like eight, maybe like 6 to 12 or
Yeah,
something
let's go. Let's go. I'll say, how about we take these away just for a minute, and we'll go with something like that,
we're feeling. Oh,
Oh
your
and we'll
camera just
just
got
see if
perfectly in
maybe.
focus.
yeah, the resolution just picked up big time.
Oh, well, maybe it's because I just moved it. I just
Perfect.
moved it. Maybe you had too many blinks to focus on.
That could be it.
Yeah, actually,
You're
it,
actually
Gotcha.
it could
playing really
that could
well.
definitely throw it off.
You're actually playing really well. Almost got it there. Almost got it there. So,
Ah,
let's run it back though. Let's run it back.
yeah. Okay, so wait a minute. Is it one solid
Oh,
press
it
or is it two?
should be a double click. Perfect.
Oh, there we go.
Double
All right.
click again.
All right, here we go.
See,
It's
let's see
coming in.
how many rounds we can go. That looks like a tough one. I'm actually really impressed that off the back we're going with this many blinks. Okay. Are we cooking?
And I mean, it may seem like there's not very many of them, but that is
This is a
actually
lot.
difficult to keep in mind. which ones are still alive. So it's kind of there's a
So
challenge
my
there.
strategy is I kind of use four fingers. Like I use my pointer and my middle finger on each hand. That way I'm
Okay.
kind of going like two at a time, or actually I'm going four at a time.
Yeah.
Not to throw you off or
Okay.
anything, but
No, that's actually a very helpful
hmm
tip.
and like as you keep pushing yourself and trying to do more blinks, then like you'll figure out what naturally makes the most sense for you.
A lot more dexterous too and speed
Yeah.
because it's the index finger is a little shorter, and with the bulk of the rest of your fingers in front of it,
hmm
sometimes can be kind of make it clumsy a little bit.
Try something real quick. Just try putting it in a straight line, and see, because I feel like it's way harder. Like the straighter the line is, and like, yeah, two by two is
How
good.
about this? A double line, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I feel like this is it's tough because
Oh yeah, this that's gonna be a little more. Yeah, I need to spread. I need to be like piano player, you know.
exactly.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Wham,
that's the cool
Okay,
thing
I
about
lost
this
that
game.
round.
wham
This game is
piano.
completely different. Yeah,
Hey, that could be something.
I don't think
That
there's
could be
anything.
something there.
I don't think there's anything stopping anybody from taking the Blink's development kit and hooking it up to and
Wow.
hooking it up
yeah. Let your friends.
to a MIDI controller and turning it
I'm
into
waiting
a.
for someone to do that, Hunter. Make me some music with.
That you know what? Hey man, if you start that, you're gonna make me say this all over again. Be careful with what you're working with. You're opening a big door. No, seriously, I'm a MIDI musician. I'm a past MIDI musician and even current.
Oh,
I'm not active right now, but when I
fantastic!
jumped into MIDI, bro, I jumped into MIDI and just fell into this void, and I ain't back yet. I still ain't back yet.
You still ain't back yet.
I'm serious. From
Are
all
you
of the controls, from the MIDI controls and everything, it's wonderful. MIDI is something else.
are you MIDI for life?
For life, bruh. For life. You can always work on a sequence. But see, pro sound recorded music, at some point you can't go back. But inside MIDI production, you can always work with all of your envelopes and all of your parameters.
Yeah.
See, you can't do that once you're in post production. So yeah, I'm MIDI for life. I'll definitely never produce again without MIDI. Let's put it that way. Or for what the software that they're developing nowadays. I won't mention names, but certain softwares that do that point click notation. Yeah,
hmm
keep it. I'm into musicians' music. I love musicians' music, and it actually is an origin from our roots of music. So it's something that
Yes.
it's always going to be important. So we can't go, just because we get with the speed of computers and all of that and everything. You can't just go take something like that away. You forget what made, I mean, this country great. What did we listen to all these years while we went throughout? Come on now, this country been through a bunch of stuff. But in all those years, we've had the music to go along to tell the story of this great country. And that comes from artists and expressions that artists have had through their music. So that's definitely one of the biggest things about us that make us so unique. And what would make Blinks so unique? One of the same things. So yeah, I would say MIDI and Blinks. If you found a way to marry MIDI and Blinks, dude, I'm not kidding you. You'd find me be one of the first customers arguing about my tracking information again. Where's my MIDI controller? You know? Yeah. So
I think all
I would love to see MIDI and Blinks
yeah,
together.
I think all you need is get is for some smart college student or something to get a Blink's developer kit and just hook it up to a MIDI library. I think it's quite doable.
Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. Okay, one more. So I'm gonna set up real quick if we got a couple of seconds to just throw down some
hmm
dark ball real quick,
Yeah,
just to see what we got.
I'll tell a quick story. This was a story I was telling as you joined, which is the first time Hunter saw Blinks. I actually demoed Speed Racer and Honey for him, and I actually have a Speed Racer story of the very same event where I met Brett Taylor. There was
Hmm.
a woman there who, she walked up and she pulled Blinks out of her backpack like randomly, didn't even say anything, and I was like, how did you steal my blanks? Like they're all in my hand. And it didn't register to me that this woman actually was one of our first customers, and um like for the first time ever I ran into someone who also had blinks. So when she came up, she was like, "Oh my! Like this is the first time I've ever seen someone else with blinks. Let's run a quick competition." So we challenged each other to a game of Speed Racer to see who could make the most competitions with 6 pieces, right? So I did it, and I think I got 18. And then she did Speed Racer, and she consistently like annihilated me. Like I think she got like 24. Then I was like, no, that's hacks. See
Wow.
it again. Then she got like 26, and then like 22. And I think the best I'd ever done at the time was probably like 18. And I just couldn't believe that this person who I randomly
Out
saw
of nowhere.
actually like was better at Blinks games than me, who was probably one of the first people who also got it. And honestly, like I haven't had many experiences like that where, I could just connect with someone who I meet and then like
See.
actually interact with them instead of just like have a conversation where you don't really know how to break the ice and just looking at your phone and like, oh, how's this event going? But it was like really fun and everyone was watching
So
in that whole bar.
Yeah.
it potentially eliminated awkwardness, but more importantly, it served as an instant way to connect. Like you sort
Yeah,
of
and I'm
know,
still in
Yeah.
touch with this person.
you sort
Yeah.
of know.
No,
You're
a
you're.
Blinks carrier.
Go ahead.
What do
A
you say,
Blinks
Jermaine?
carrier dude becomes at some point a Blinks carrier becomes sort of a gaming mad bomber. Seriously, you can walk in anywhere, dude, and I'm not playing. I've done it a couple times, and it didn't have. There was no format for age. There was no format for group
Hmm.
or any particular setting or anything like that. I walked in, and I mean deliberately. Today, I did it in the doctor's office with just one sushi roll, and just opened it up, and just as soon as they started lighting up, the guy sitting next to me, he pulled his mask down and asked, "Hey, what is that, man?" And I'm just like, I'm like, I knew what I was doing when I did this.
Hmm.
Now these are all just like experiments that I would hold just to see different ways or come up with different ways to, like ice break with people that I'm introducing to Blinks.
Hold up.
You know, I mean, I'm a Blinks player.
How did the guy at the doctor's office react? By the way, for dark ball, you want to
Um,
make sure it's a
he
straight
was
line.
he was
So like only one
just a
ball.
little bit on that.
Hmm.
Wait, he's in dark
Go
ball
ahead.
now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right.
Hmm.
He's in dark ball.
Okay, so with yes,
I need it. You're
with this gentleman, he he was about he was well into his 60s.
Hmm.
I would give him more than that, but I don't want to be rude. But he was a nice man. And what happened was when I came in, I was actually worried I was going to be late for my appointment. So he mentioned that the lady up at the front, well, you can see that one of those are dying there. I can give me some more batteries. Oh, for all of our Blinks lovers, for all of our brothers out there and sisters out there, um, there are really great um, deals on getting your
We
CO
actually have
or
batteries.
CR
We actually have batteries on the
2032s.
website now.
Yeah, they have batteries. Oh, good deal, good deal. I'm glad. Then we can get going with those because every once in a while you'll have one die and
Yeah,
it's no fun. But
stock up on
but
I
just
batteries.
like
Yeah,
just
to
to
it's
let you guys
all
know,
right.
I've had my
Yeah,
blinks
to
for
make sure I got batteries.
like 6 months, and I haven't had to do a
Wow.
battery change yet.
yeah, it's not common. How many times have you? How many? I know that you have a lot, Jermaine, but usually. Oh, Jermaine, also let me teach you one more thing. I'd
Yeah, no.
recommend that, or at least I'd be very curious to see you try. Like you have one line, but they kind of make it like a lollipop, right? So like
Yeah,
make it like a loop at the end of the line. See if you could loop it at the end, and then you'll actually see that the blink will come back to you.
yeah. There you go.
Perfect. So let's. This might be a little crazy, but we'll see.
Woo!
Yeah, try playing like this with your friends. It's like hitting. It's like racquetball.
So can you? So for, I don't think anyone's
Yeah, this is a
explained.
very good way to practice.
Can you explain the dark bar rules just for the viewers?
So, dark ball is basically uh for so it's kind of like ping pong. Any of the older gamers remember games like Pong, Breakout. it kind of works in that essence that you're basically trying to catch this ball and send it back off. You don't want to let it get to you and before you can hit it and get it back out. So you return it by pressing just as the moment the ball arrives, and the ball is not actually one of the lights. The ball is actually the dark spot, and that's thus the reason it's called dark ball.
Hmm.
Um, it goes faster the more accurately and timed you hit the ball back. And if you hit it on a certain timed moment, you get it to do like kind of a sparkling dance as it travels back, and it's kind of I can't get it to do it just on call, but it's really cool.
Practice will
Um,
get you there. Practice will get you there.
yeah, you definitely. I mean, once or twice in a game, you'll see it happen and not really be sure what exactly it is, but that's just from the effect of you having hit the ball right on a perfect dime, so to speak.
I think that was
But it's
very.
a lot of fun.
And you can, so like exactly like you said, Jermaine, you can control the speed of the ball depending on if you hit it perfectly or if you hit it like a bit too early, assuming you don't miss it. And like as we can see, we're seeing you have fun playing by yourself, but you can also play with a ton of people. Like you can
Oh
set this
yeah,
game up like four players. Can you talk? I'm
I've
sorry.
set it
So
up for four.
you played with four
I
before?
set it up for four. Yeah, I played with four. I'm sure that you can do more, and it was just a matter of um, setting up another leg,
Hmm.
and I guess as many legs as you can set up, as long as you have, you know, I mean, I don't find a scenario that it is not playable for more players to jump in. But
Yeah.
what I do find is that the more players you add, the more blinks you're gonna want because you're gonna need some kind of lead as to when the ball jumps out to your leg
Yeah.
to have
You hit
time to hit it back. Otherwise, you like if you got three blinks and the time for three blinks to light up for you to hit that ball, you're probably
something.
dead every time it come to you.
Uh-huh.
So, but I mean, it's a lot of fun.
It's
This
like
is one
trying
of
to
the
play
ones
tennis
that
in a
light
closet.
people up. Yeah. Like no, not really in the closet, but remember? Well, I don't know. Okay, I did this when I was a kid. Anybody remember this? I used to take a baseball and throw it against the steps. You get the
Oh
biggest pops out of a ball. I mean, a tennis ball, not a baseball, but a tennis ball. You get the biggest bounce out of a ball when it hits the edge of a step,
Oh
yeah.
and it
yeah.
throws it like way up, and you'd have to go run for it and all of that kind of stuff. So this was like my way of playing pitcher with no back catcher,
Yeah.
and no hitter. But I would get pop flies and all sorts just by throwing it against the stairs at a certain speed. So
Did
this
you
is
used to
kind
play
of in a sense
baseball?
that kind of one man racquetball.
Did you used to play baseball?
For a brief spell as a kid, there was a young America club that was out there in the Bay Area. I played for a while, so it didn't go as far as I'd liked it to. But you know what? That was no doubt thanks to games, and things like that that kind of kept me interested at home. I didn't really get out a whole lot because where I lived at, um, transit and I mean everything was kind of spread out. So I lived in like the inner city. Everything was pretty much a little ways. You had to catch a couple of buses or the subway to get where you wanted to go if you wanted to go like hang out at uh the closest. Let's put it this way: if anybody is familiar at all with San Francisco area, Pier 39 was all the way across a bridge from me, and that was one of the closest things to me. So, and across the bay. So it was a scenario like that. So things like my pop got me Monopoly,
Hmm.
all right, when I was 10 years old. I got Trouble and then Battleship. And believe it or not, Battleship is one of my favorites. I think I got that right now. So
Have you tried battle
I keep
balloons?
Battle Balloons.
Battle
Cassidy
balloons?
was teaching me that. My,
Yeah.
my, my partner was teaching me that game. I haven't really got it down yet. I know that you have to uh, kind of turn or you got to do something to actually get this balloon to
Mhm.
to
Trust
to die or to lose lives or something like
if you
that.
like Battleship,
But I'm a
Battle Balloons is
yeah.
inspired by Battleship. You'll really get into Battle Balloons. I think you'll really love it, man.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, that's one of the stragglers that still haven't passed my table just yet. But
Hmm.
yeah, definitely enjoyed man, I got many other ones that are here. Let me just speak to a couple of them. Puzzle 101. If you
Of
had to ask me
course.
what my favorite one was,
Yeah.
Puzzle 101, man. And honestly, it was just when I put my hands on Puzzle 101, straight up, it took me back to the days when I was trying to figure out a Rubik's cube, and I figured it out. You know, like I didn't figure out Rubik's cube. I figured this one out. So I got somewhere with this, and I was like, cool. It was one of the greatest things for me. So I thought that Puzzle 101 would definitely be my vote for number one of all. And secondly, I would say Darkfall, and that's kind of a fight between Dark Ball and Dragon's Lair.
Mm.
And Dragon's Lair was sent to me as kind of a, like it was a, hey man, you're the coolest here. I'm gonna send you this freebie, and I took that, ran with it, and I really, really, really like it a lot. So when I finally um, got, let me see,
You may
is
have to
that
hold
right?
one more time.
Yeah. Okay. So when I finally got the hang of Dragon's Lair for all three different weapons that the dragon, or the weapons that the dragon was using against me, um, it was
This is puzzle,
I
yeah.
fell in love with that, and that game kind of took me to Dragon's Lair, to Dungeons and Dragon. Yeah, this is Puzzle 101 right here.
So
But
I can stream for another 5-10 minutes. I definitely want to watch you play puzzle a little more. Although I'm curious, can you finish the story of the time you broke Blinks out today at the doctor's office?
yeah, I mentioned to him that it was a game that a friend of mine had created. I think that's a
Hmm.
dead blink.
Try loading it one more
Um,
time. Oh,
and
nope, you got it. You got it.
yeah, there we go. And it was a set of six, and I broke out
Hmm.
puzzle. So I set it up, and I just did it, and then it like kind of scrambled a little bit, and it stopped. And then I go, he says to me, "Hey, that looks like one of those things back on, like Wheel of Fortune." And I said, it is a game. I said, but now I said I'm trying to learn this game, and it's kind of like a table game, you know, and to see if maybe my nephew or somebody might want to trade his PlayStation or a TV game in. And he goes, you know what? That's a really great idea. Um, Kids nowadays, what they think of the world, they think the world of these TV games and everything. But I told him, I said, would you like to play? And before I could play with him, I had to get out of here because the doctor assistant called me in to the doctor. But the thing was I told him that they're by a company called Move 38, which he probably may go online and check that out. But I told him that there's new games that come out with each one of them that's made, so each one of them has a game. He goes, is it kind of like dominoes? And you know what? Right then and there, it wasn't like a crying moment or like a sad moment, but I was walking away and I'm saying to myself, dang it, I'm connecting with him right there, and the doctor's pulling me. It's like right there.
Hmm.
He understood right away, and he did connect. Like I guess the fact that they're all white and that they're kind of squarish shaped, even though they're hexagonal, they kind of remind people almost automatically of dominoes when they see them laid out.
Hmm.
So when they think game and in these white little pieces, he almost connected right there. And I knew if I had 2 more minutes with him, you probably have another sale this afternoon. You'd have another sale this afternoon because that guy was definitely watching me and he wanted to see what you got there.
Just
And
by
by
looking at it.
no means was he of the gaming, era or of the gaming, like the today's games or anything like that. He's just the old timer. And one thing I want to say before we do get out of here is that Blinks is a game that takes something that come from so long ago. And I'm talking about way back, and you can see this stuff in hieroglyphs. Game playing is forever. It's been being done forever. And it's just been added in conjunction with newer technology. But it
Mm.
hasn't changed the format of playing a game on a table with another person, with family members, with friends, or whatever. So it's still that we remain in that same format of old game playing. I don't know if that started out as storytelling or what, but back in the day, they talk about this as far as way back as time is recorded, and cavemen even sat around the fire and told stories and did these things. So this is definitely a link to something that ain't going away. It ain't been going away, and the adding technology to it, the same thing happened with laser tag. The same thing happened with what was the other one? Hacky sack. And somebody told me, and I didn't believe him. Somebody told me once, hacky sack is a form of breakout. or
Mm,
Breakout, the video game, is a form of hacky sack. Because
mm.
hacky sack is older than the 80s and 90s over there in Berkeley at the campuses. See, it goes even further back than that. That's actually a tribal game. I don't know where it comes from, but it's actually a game that was created a long time ago.
I think it's like a
So those
central
are,
central Native American Central American thing, maybe.
I do too. I do too because I first found out about it. It was somebody that was from South America. He was from Belize, as a matter of fact, and they used to play a game like hacky sack, but not with their feet, with a stick.
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't
And
know.
and and
It's
the
definitely
indigenous tribes in
historical.
Alaska, I think there's a I think that's the kick the one way above your head thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I see. Yeah, they. You know what? I mean, just to say the least, there are games that we have had in our lifetime and in our past that we know to have been very powerful games for us. But we've evolved outside of those games, and then those games didn't follow. So the Rubik's cubes of the day when we were young, and the Merlins, and the Twister, and things like that that really got you involved and twisted into something that was going on in the house. They kind of we evolved, not the games. The games are still there, but now that they've started to come back, and a buddy of mine, Jonathan, put his finger somewhere close to this post, and he started rubbing past this post, and he hit it.
Jermaine, do
And
you
it's
want to
like, look at these things
switch the
now.
camera so we can see you? Because I think you're telling a
Sure,
really,
sure.
I think you are weaving a
Let me see.
really
I'm at 10, 10.
amazing narrative, and I think the world should see who's responsible for laying it
So
down in such a
Remain
great
the big
way.
Blinks fan.
that was my opportunity to be a part. When I met him, it was my chance to actually take part and say that uh, this is a chance for us as old school gamers to go back to the days when everybody sat at the table, and rather it be the kids, rather it be the adults, everybody has something that they found entertaining in their groups. Well, nowadays, without names, we started this back in the 80s with these little stereo things. I won't call them name brand things, but we started with these headphones and these little stereos. They start separating us. And then later on in time, we had game systems that did that. So the gaming and personal entertainment systems that have been from the past have done things like not give us a full advantage of having a family or friends around to be a part of. So the gaming that we're getting into right now, or what we're bringing back alive right now, is actually a gaming that we've had all along that we just kind of trickled into and out of, and not really paid much attention to the fact that it was actually so universal that it don't matter when you do it, who's playing, what age group, which group at all, social gathering, place, time, or whatever the case might be. I mean, you could just drop games like that. Rubik's Cube would have been dropped in somebody's lap and they go, "What is this?" The same thing happened there. So we have in these games an effect that have always been very strong from gaming with people, just
Yeah,
in general, gaming period.
I mean we do these live streams just because of the pandemic, but I think in a world, you know, in another world in the future, you need to be in person to play Blinks. Like we can do this over remotely, but it's just not even close to as fun or as good. Like fundamentally, being in the same room as somebody
Mhm.
helps. Like it'd be so
Yes.
much
Yeah,
cooler if we were all in this, in the headquarters or somewhere fun doing this live stream together. Like I think that'd be so much more fun, and that's just because Blinks inherently needs you to be together.
yeah. It kind of calls for it. You know, it puts you. It actually suggests that the better, the more, the better. Okay, and us as people, that's all we need is that little nudge. You see, that's all it took for us to decide to play games all on our own was just a little nudge. But we need that same nudge to say, "Hey man, let's go play some. Let's play cards." Anybody remember, like back in the day when you used to hear your parents say that? Let's play cards. Uh, and cards seem so exciting. They still are. It didn't change. It's just that we've developed into this place where we now look for something that's all electronic. But what I like about Blinks is what I call kind of a psychological juke. And what happens there is that you kind of being led off to believe that this is some high tech virtual reality, like accessory to some, high tech game. But you being brought right back down to the fact that no, man,
Core gaming.
games don't call for all of that. Games call for you and for a couple of friends and for you guys to just do something simple and enjoy one another's company. And that's what Blinks brings. Blinks brings that right. It's just the fact that it's colors and stuff like that, it causes for you to have icebreakers, things to talk about, things to look at, and you know, something to discuss, which is necessary. That's why you got, like you have company over something, sit down at your coffee table, and you got conversation pieces around the house. Blinks is a conversation piece that actually acts as a game as well.
Hmm.
So that does, it works that way.
Couldn't
That's
have
wonderful.
couldn't have said it better. Like
Hmm.
that was so
So we
profound. Thank you.
so I have to get going, but Jermaine, do you have any final words for whether it be the Blinks community or just anything that you want to share from Move 38 directly?
Yeah, definitely. Uh, definitely looking forward to more blinks.
Hmm.
Definitely looking forward to getting more active in the community.
Hmm.
Looking forward to meeting more of the team. And for all of us out there that are just starting out, just getting to know about blinks and everything. Hey, great move jumping in. You're definitely putting your hands on a game that you're going to enjoy very, very, very much. And oh, if you don't need more fingers by the time you get through your first set of blinks, uh, just pick up another set. It'll pan out. It'll work out. You may not feel like you need them for that first six, but by the time you get into about 12 of them and you're going good, got your buddies and everybody jumping in with you, you're definitely gonna need about a couple more fingers to get things rolling good. So
Hmm.
I just want to say thanks to everybody for watching and joining, uh, sending in whatever chats. To the Blinks community, great to have been a part of it, and definitely looking forward to more development from the community.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for your time, Jermaine. And also, thank you so much for bringing so many new people to the world of Blinks because, that's the only way people are going to hear about us. So it really does mean a lot. And, couldn't sign off any better myself. So, thanks so much, everybody. Hunter, you have last words?
I just want to echo that it was wonderful to hear you. You know how excited you are and just what you're doing. And thank you so much, Jermaine. It was so great to hear you and spend this time with you.
Definitely, no doubt. Definitely proud to be a part. And like I feel it's not necessarily my own shot, but it's definitely something I would definitely take a part and be a part of. The gaming community is definitely important to us. We need that.
Thank you.
And we need folks like
Okay.
you.
Okay, Hunter, send us out.
Okay, sending you out with the shutdown sequence that you like to do.
Okay.
So
We're gonna
what?
we're gonna do the sleeper hold.
Wait, yeah, sleeper hold. You want to get your blinks up, Jermaine?
Yeah.
We're gonna put our blinks to sleep at the
He
same
calls
time.
this he calls this a sleeper hold.
It's a sleeper hold, man.
So on the count of three, I'm gonna long press and shut them all down. You ready?
Hmm.
All right.
One, two, three.
All right. Here we go. Oh.
Got it. Oh, that's good. That's good. That was satisfying.
We're out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not ready. I'm not bold enough to do that sushi roll challenge yet.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Thanks so much,
All
Jermaine.
right, bud.
Have a good rest of your day,
You're
man.
very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.